law.
I mean, there are arguments against abortion, though. But I mean,
I agree. There are arguments.
Yeah,
against a woman's choice. That's crazy.
But I mean, bro, you can say that on anything, bro. You can say that like on anybody's choice, bro. Like, why does it just have to be specifically on pregnancy?
If me and my family are starving, fuck yes, I'm going to kill you and take your shit, so that me and my family do not starve.
What made you I guess be like intrigued by like an anarchist society? Like, what like intrigues you about that?
Because no one person has the right to impose their will upon me.
The Constitution was made not for to have the guns, the right to have your guns. It wasn't for your neighbor. It's for your government. If your government ever started going against its people, if the government was starting to be taken over and corrupted by elites, then the American people was to take up their guns and defend their country against that fucking ideology.
I've told cops that who've come onto my property, get the fuck off my property before I force my will upon you. And guess what? They left.
Yeah, that's a privilege I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? But I'll take your word. Information to the people as possible to where they don't even know what's right from wrong. You see what I'm saying? So democracy is just an illusion. It's just this what we have in America is no different from what they have over there in Russia. We're just we just like kind of we put the pill in the drink. They just give it to you straight up. We'll put the pill in the drink. You know what I'm saying? That's how America does. But America and Russia, the so-called democracy that we have, is just as fake as or just as authoritarian as that Russian shit over there, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree, definitely. Our government system is totally fucking broken. It's a ruling class of elite.
But hold on, I would say that, but I would also say on paper it's right there. The equality is right there. We just have to put the representatives to represent us to enforce those laws. The representatives that we have right now working for the elite. You know what I'm saying? We need to have people that actually.
But how would you keep the same system and like expect expect all these different results that you're talking about, bro?
Because if people that really want change is in our Congress, then they can write laws for anything, bro. Eliminating student debt, you know what I'm saying? They can do that. Raising the minimum wage, you know what I'm saying? Create measures to help small businesses in that transition during that time period, and also tax rich people that want to, like, just because we raise the wage, rich people want to raise the prices. You know what I'm saying? Tax them for when they do that. You know what I'm saying? Tax them for make them pay a price, but make them tax them for taxing us, the people. So they will be less inclined to do that. You know, like I say, there's things set up, checks and balances and all that shit in this country, and the fact that it's literally free. Like, America is literally a free place. It's one of the best countries on the planet because on paper it's literally free. It's set up to be equal. Everybody has equal opportunity. But as it is right now, it's not like that.
America since 1776, since the revolution, America has never been the free country. America's never been land of the free.
On paper, it has been. On paper.
It's not one day has it worked right. Because freedom, absolute freedom.
It's worked right for plenty of white people. Don't get it twisted.
What do you think absolute freedom is, though? Like, who's ever had like an absolute free society?
White people. This is America. This is white. Dog, we just seen a white
dude
kill 10 people and get walked away in handcuffs.
He's not free though, bro.
But still, we
go to jail.
If we run away from the police, we get beat the fuck up. We get beat up. You mean to tell me you can kill 10 people and then you just get hauled away in a car? You know what I'm saying? Like, they put you in handcuffs.
I'm not trying to bring up any kind of racial politics or anything like that. What I'm saying is that we are inherently not a free society because we have a ruling class of elites that tell us what we can and can't do. For some people, it is more stringently regulated than for other people. Whether you want to go racial, whether you want to go gender specific, whatever. There is a ruling class of people that tell people what they can and can't do.
Name one thing that they said we can and can't do that wasn't voted on. Like they just said, yo, we can't do this.
The NFA, the National Firearms Act. I can no longer own a fully
automatic
gun.
Blizzard. That's
why would you need a fully automatic gun?
That's my nigga though, bro. Like,
why would they need to make a law?
Believe me, like, I'm used to talking to him. That's why I always revert back to the first point and not, get distracted by all these little swords that he's trying to throw at you to distract you from the original point.
Society would make adjustments to it. You can have your guns, but come on, man. You have to have some type of adjustments for society.
You'll see all our
first play out. I could play both sides of that as an anarchist. Roe v. Wade was never voted on.
It'll be pretty entertaining.
The right to abortion was never voted on.
I thought you were talking about guns. I don't care about that, but in a sense,
what you mean the right to abortion?
Look. Regardless of all that, this is my biggest thing when people make this argument. A right to abortion should be a woman's choice, right? Any sensible, free society would want that.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
So why they trying to take it away? That's all I'm saying. Like, why would anybody be for that or even argue that? The main point is they trying to take some shit away. Why? It's their right.
Because it was a law that was voted on. In the Constitution, there was no legality against abortion, but they had to make a law to prohibit abortion, so they had to make a law.
I mean, there are arguments against abortion, bro. But I mean,
I agree.
Because
there are arguments.
Against a woman's choice. That's crazy.
But I mean, bro, you can say that on anything, bro. You can say that like on anybody's choice, bro. Like, why does it just have to be specifically on pregnancy?
Okay. That's like saying all men.
And then that's even saying, bro.
Hold on, wait.
Bro, we don't even have laws against pregnancy. So like for like, you know, people who get pregnant, like, you know, like first off, like, you know, do they even have like the do they even have like, bro?
Y'all can only have one baby. Think about that. America said y'all can only have one baby.
What I'm saying, bro, like, you know, like how, like who's to say that they're even like, you know, like psychologically, you know, stable at that point, you know? But
who is you to make that evaluation?
Well, that's why I'm saying as an anarchist,
okay, so that means just like anybody, and that's why
you should live with like-minded individuals that want to live your same way of life. Ultimately, anarchy could only scale up to 1,000 people communities. I am fully aware of that.
Nah, you can't have an anarchy. Nah. America would not. It would not be called America. You trying to destroy America. You trying to take.
Nah, bro. Anarchy, period, just wouldn't work, bro. Like, I don't see that working. Like a period. Even if we started on that, like from scratch, like I don't see that working, bro.
Every single dictator throughout history said that they would never put boots on ground in America. You know, for the simple reason why? There's more guns than people in America. You could never fully invade America. You know how long it would take just to take over West Virginia?
Do you know America, the people like you and people like-minded people, not saying that there's anything wrong with you think. I have a similar view. I just wouldn't go that radical, but America is going to have, you know, every other country around the world, they have revolutions inside their country. And it gets bloody. America has never had that. You see all over the world.
Well, I mean the Civil War.
No, but come on now.
The Civil War would argue that point.
I'm talking about in modern times. In modern times, people were still in slavery during that. People were still in slavery. Hold on, I'm talking about post-slavery. When has it been a time when people? People occupied the Capitol, occupied some building or some shit. But that, I'm talking about occupied with guns.
The planet's never been post-slavery.
The Constitution was made not for you to have the guns, the right to have your guns. It wasn't for your neighbor. It's for your government. If your government ever started going against its people, if the government was starting to be taken over and corrupted by elites, then the American people was to take up their guns and defend their country against that fucking ideology, because America is a free land. You know what I'm saying? Now, I hear everybody talking about guns, but I don't hear nobody talking about the real purpose the guns was for. And
to
everybody
destroy the government. I'm an accelerationist.
Not to destroy, to defend themselves. Meaning, get those elites out of office, get those elites out of politics, and put the people back in power.
You funny, bro.
Because those are the people who make the laws, not these corporations.
That's what I said at the beginning of this. Is I don't believe in direct democracy. I do not believe that the rule of the majority should be able to take rule over the minority. So if you were to take government completely out of the whole equation, you just have people directly voting for shit. What's going to stop 51% of people from ruling over 49% of people?
That's how democracy works, bro.
That's wrong.
That's not wrong. That's how you talking about a government, a society of people. It has to be governed by laws and rules in order for it to function.
See, I kind of understand what you're saying.
Right now we have disorder.
I kind of understand what you're saying, because you're like, why does like the law have to be, you know, throughout the whole land? Like, why can't societies, you know, formulate their own laws? Like, is that what you're saying, bro?
Exactly. Societies should be able to have their own places off in their own little corner and be able to run their own little area the way that they want to run it.
Nah.
What's wrong with that? I mean, if they're not bothering anyone.
See, bro, I kind of feel them. I kind of
get together and start doing crazy shit.
All right, bro. So like, basically, Zay,
will be the majority.
Zay, just take like, bro, our, you know, cities you know, basically that we have right now, bro, and just say like, what if we had like our own laws and shit, you know? And like
we do have that.
In
a sense, it's certain cultures. People in Chicago different from people in Houston. People in New York a little different from people in LA.
But like, what if we had like our exactly? So like, what if
they have their own laws too? Texas got its laws different from a federal level. Each state, America is designed.
I'm
for
talking,
this reason.
bro. But there's like an overcasting government over all of us, bro.
Yes,
and
a federal government that oversees.
About.
Exactly, but the states have their own rights too, bro. The federal government governs all that. Make sure y'all don't step out of line with, you know what I'm saying?
But that's what we're talking about, Texas, bro. It's not having that.
Texas can't just say, yo, we gonna start back slavery up because yo, we anarchists and that's just some shit we want to do. No, y'all can't do that shit. Everybody knows slave labor is the best way to generate profit and money.
That's the problem.
People, you gotta watch out. I'm not talking about you, bro. I'm not saying you. I don't know you, but people that talk like him, they be on some slavery shit. They be wanting niggas to go back in chains and shit. They want to create their own society where that's okay, and certain laws like that are okay because they find. I'm not talking about you, bro. I'm not talking about you personally. I'm just saying people like that. I've heard them express shit like that because they got some. They be having some. Why would you not want law and order, bro? You know what I'm saying? To govern an entire society of people, you have to have that.
Yeah, because America, I mean, people
America is set up for states and cities to have their own laws within their municipalities and shit like that. But it just can't go overall with some federal shit. Like you just can't say, yo, y'all can't have guns. You just can't say, oh, y'all don't have the freedom of speech. Y'all can't say, people can go back in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Just basic shit that's America's principle. Now Texas want to say. You can have semi-automatic bazookas and shit, tanks and shit. That's Texas. I mean, that might be going too far, but you get what I'm saying. Gun laws are a lot stricter here in the South.
You can legally own tanks. Fun fact.
Oh, I didn't know that. But I'm talking about like how guns laws are stricter in state by state. You know what I'm saying? You see more liberal states, they pacify people by saying, "Oh, we gonna fix this crime by telling people they can't have guns." That's just Band-Aid on the wound without even cleaning it. You know what I'm saying? That's just bullshit. But people, places like Texas that don't give a fuck about liberal crime. I mean, crimes that go on in liberal cities and shit like that. They're gonna say, "Have as many guns as you want." And the federal law is you can have guns, but each state regulates how, you know what I'm saying? So my thing would, a bunch of people should get together and move in a fucking state that they like or a city that they like, and then you know what I'm saying, put people in office, you know what I'm saying, for their districts and shit like that, like other people, like everybody else do.
That's pretty much what I advocate for, except on a smaller and smaller scale.
Yeah, and
I don't think that it should be. I don't think it should be 10 million people in one city that govern all 10 million people. I think it should be, like I said, no more than 1,000. I think it should be no more than 1,000 people. 1,000 people can agree on something, can agree how they're gonna run.
But yeah, I would say that we still need that overseeing government though, because what you call it, knowledge is right. Because you are right, bro. Because like people have already proven in society that they're not able to to not just do other people just completely wrong, and we need laws against that, So
the reason why I laugh because I had this thought, what if another country was to invade your anarchist little settlement, little territory you got? Y'all
What's there to take over? What's there to take over?
It's a piece of America. It's a piece of America. Who would want? If America was broken up into a bunch of thousand little fucking subsections with no structure to their government or military action, no unity to their people, they would be fucking I mean,
I'm pretty sure you're talking about more of the world type of thing, or where you just
everybody's not gonna follow suit with that. No, everybody's not gonna follow suit with that. I thought you were talking about with America because
I thought you were talking about more like a general.
Yeah, people gonna be Birdman rubbing their hands together. They talk about America breaking off into individual states.
No, for real.
Come on. You gonna have Georgia. You're gonna have Georgia over there linking up with Nigeria and shit. You're gonna have Florida linking up with Russia. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm telling you, that's just a crazy ideology within what we already have in America. I think it's just kind of
so the best way to prove that wouldn't happen is look at the Russia-Ukraine situation. Ukraine was trying to join NATO. Russia said, "Fuck no, we're not going to have NATO on our border." I'm not saying either side is right. That's the given situation.
I feel you.
Okay, so America becomes fully anarchist. China says we're gonna take San Francisco. How many do you know how many gun-toting crazy hillbilly motherfuckers live in Placerville?
Bro, but they can't
organized and trained for
They
war?
can't all just go against China, bro. Like, that's not even enough numbers just in that one state, bro. Like, no, bro, we don't even have enough numbers with all of our people. We don't have enough numbers against China, bro. They got way more numbers on us.
We got more guns than China by private citizens. By like twofold.
Strategy helps a lot, bro. If America wasn't giving intel to all them Ukrainians, they'd be wiped the fuck out right now.
But let me finish. Let me finish my initial point.
It's more shit than. Oh no, I'm just saying it's more shit to war than guns. But go ahead, bro.
Okay, so how many crazy motherfuckers you got up in the hills there in California? I know California's got stupid gun laws. There's a lot of people who don't listen to those gun laws, and they got a lot of crazy shit you're not supposed to have. I know firsthand.
What they aircraft look like? Can they fight on the shores of California?
You know what? If F-16s and nuclear bombs won wars, we would have taken Afghanistan.
But hold on. We talking about like a little subset. We're not talking about America as a whole. Now we're talking about San Francisco.
Yeah, we're talking about San Francisco. How many boots can fit on ground in San Francisco?
They will bomb San Francisco to shit and then be there. They can rebuild some new shit. Rebuild Chinese building with Chinese flags.
And what's gonna stop? What's gonna stop a bunch of crazy redneck motherfuckers being like, no, not on my border?
The fact that they don't have any airtight missiles, anti-air missiles, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about going to war against another country, like a superpower, bro, and you're a state. You broken up from America and you formed your own little city, not even state. Because when China come through, if every little city in this country did that shit, it's a wrap. America's getting split up to the highest.
You could never invade America as a whole. It would never ever happen. Afghanistan? Yeah, Afghanistan. No, I'm saying if it was anarchist as well. Afghanistan had 16 different powers trying to get control of that government, and they're smaller than the state of Texas.
Afghanistans have been fighting wars for a very long time. How many wars have these rednecks that you're talking about been fighting?
Okay, well then, let's look at other countries, for example. South America. South Africa. South Africa is another example. You've got a lot more people with a lot more guns that are very well equipped trying to take out a minority of that country, and they just can't do it. Just like Ukraine. Ukraine's a hell of a lot smaller with a hell of a lot less weapons than Russia, and they're putting up a good fight. Granted, they got NATO helping them, but that's
a different factor. And there's no African nation that's gonna compete against anybody when those same countries have been there for centuries, occupying their land and taking their resources.
How about Vietnam?
Yeah. What about
Vietnam? We killed almost 2 billion Vietnamese. They killed about 60 to 70,000 American troops, and we surrendered because we could not beat Vietnam. Or sorry, 2 million. 2 million, not billion.
You were going against an ideology. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't going against a people that's bigger. It's like the Haitian Revolution. You know why the Haitians was able to beat the slave owners and gain independence? The only group of African slaves in the Western Hemisphere to do so was because they were fighting against the ideology. Like, they turned against the slave masters on their own plantations, killed them all, and liberated themselves. They could not do it. Europe tried. Napoleon tried to help. He couldn't do it. America tried to. They couldn't beat these Haitians. Why couldn't they do it? Because you had a bunch of guerrilla.
Because you had a bunch of guerrilla warfare tactics when you have one guy that could take out 10 guys. So in order to take out, if you're just going based off of armament in America, the Chinese army stands, I want to say it's about 200,000 right now.
You're missing the point, bro. The point isn't like, it's more to war than like just, in those instances you're talking about, you're going against a people and an ideology. The Vietnam, you cannot beat them. You would have to kill every single Vietnamese person. And in terms of those slaves, of course, the slaves outnumber and outgun the slave masters all day. They could have been done this shit. They could have easily done this shit in America, easily. But, you know what I'm saying, the things that white people did to mess up the minds of these people, you know what I'm saying, to keep them in that submissive state, we'll talk about that for another stream. But when they got the ideology to revolve and rebel, they succeeded. And the same thing can be done here in America, albeit not in an anarchist way. My whole point is, we can change.
I mean, anarchy is going to follow any revolution, regardless. Anarchy will happen. Total any revolution.
You said You said that anarchy will happen.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you break down the current system, if there's no federal government, if there's no local law enforcement, it is anarchy, quite literally.
That would be dangerous, my brother.
Extremely
especially
dangerous,
in the climate,
bro.
especially now that Russia knows that America is intentionally trying to.
What made you? What made you?
Know what I'm saying?
What made you? I guess be like intrigued by like an anarchist society. Like what like intrigues you about that?
Because no one person has the right to impose their will upon me.
But you understand why we have reasons why we restrict people from doing certain things, right?
Well, yes, initially, but it always devolves into a group of people with too much power. There's never been a single economic or political structure that has not found its way to collapse.
Well, only reason why America is like that because of greed and corruption. If we clean up the corruption and greed, we have literally what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like if you take all the dogmatic shit out of religion, bro, the Bible, if you read it, it's some good shit. It's telling you some good things. You don't necessarily believe it literally. But in America, they have laws and shit, checks, but literally this person, this branch of government, the president can't even be his word ain't law. He still has to go through certain checks and balances. You see what I'm saying? So I'm confused when you say you don't want one person telling you.
The president's word is law in regards to bump stocks. That's one example.
I'm talking about in our everyday lives, like the laws used to govern our everyday lives. You know what I'm saying? Not even in my economic shit, just our everyday lives. As in, like, you know, can you go to this grocery store? Can you ride anywhere on the bus you want to ride? Can you get the same pay as this person that's working the same job as you, doing the same thing? Are you like, that's what I'm saying? Like, what is it that our government is doing that's so oppressing you? Because I used to think like you too, and I'm a black man if you can't tell, but I've also learned to understand America and appreciate this country. I was all, you know what I'm saying, anti-America too, bro, especially when I was a teenager and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I've learned to understand this country and realize the changes that we can make if we just get off our ass and hold these politicians accountable and unite our people under one common cause. And that's that red, white, and blue, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so and I'm pretty sure that you're like about to answer this, but you know, just why I'm saying that, but how do you feel about like patriotism and you know, like nationalism and things like that?
So yeah, you were right. I was about to answer that. I do not inherently think the American system at its roots is bad. We do need a factory reset straight back to the Bill of Rights, because rights for everyone was enshrined in the Constitution and Bill of Rights. And it's the only country that's ever existed throughout history that said the government cannot do all of these things, which is pretty much everything. So what the Constitution and Bill of Rights ultimately said is ultimately an anarchist society. If we were to do a factory reset straight back to that point.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, okay, I could hear you now. I was wondering why I was sitting in dead silence.
No, I was trying to see if I was even still in the room.
Yeah, ultimately, I don't think the Constitution and the Bill of Rights is bad, because it limits pretty much all laws the government can pass. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think, like I say, man, we just got a lot of work to do. The anarchist stuff is, I get where it's coming from, the sentiment, but I don't know. I think, especially as crazy as things is now, I wouldn't want no place where there's no federal law or nothing governing these people, because people are insane these days, bro.
Well, I don't think that anarchy would be this fucking, everyone's holding hands and dancing around a fire and singing Kumbaya. No, anarchy would result in a lot of death.
But why would you want that, bro? Why would you want like a chaotic society? Like,
well, I mean, you can go straight off of Thomas. You can go straight off of Thomas Jefferson's words in his letters about the Constitution. The tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of patriots and tyrants.
Wait, what?
That's Thomas Jefferson. The tree of liberty needs.
The tree of liberty needs. I heard this before. This is a very popular quote. Say it again.
The tree of liberty has to be, in order for the. The actual quote is, the tree of liberty must be watered by the blood of patriots and tyrants.
Yeah, that's the revolution. That's the American Revolution. Would you be down for an armed revolution against this country, bro? Like, let's say
100%. I'm safe.
Huh?
100%. I'm safe.
What do you mean you're safe?
Good luck getting to my house.
Nah, I'm not talking about sitting. I'm not talking about sitting there waiting on the cops. The troops to come get you. I'm talking about you bringing the fight to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, say they put us on martial law and they freeze all of our money. Say we can't have no access to our money. You know what I'm saying? Would you be down to get up guns with your community? If your community said, "Yo, we gonna get up guns and we gonna occupy this bank," would you
to fight martial? I would fight martial law. Yeah.
Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow.
That's essentially what you're doing. Are you down to go up against arms against your country?
Who was that?
No, I'm down for my country to collapse, and I know I'm safe.
I appreciate that,
got food.
bro. And if you like these discussions, please join the Discord.
It came down to it,
I'll post a link in the chat, but there's also a link on my Twitch channel.
Right, as American citizens, to protect ourselves. If our government got like that, are you down to?
If you like to watch,
go against your government.
Well, if you're ever on YouTube, you can subscribe to me. There should be a link on
with my community, my very direct, close community, 100%.
Discord.
With the American, I'm talking about something that they impose some law that affects everybody. Like I say, martial law, and they freeze all of our money type shit. Like, we can't go to the grocery store, we can't do nothing.
I don't need to. So ultimately, I wouldn't have to be in that situation.
So if you would just follow. Oh, okay. So you would just follow the laws.
No, I wouldn't follow the laws. I have to. I make my own.
No, exactly. But they say, okay, that's fine. But you're gonna stay in your house when they tell you to. You ain't gonna use those. You ain't gonna go to no banks. You ain't gonna go no. You're gonna stay.
No, if they go. No, if they go onto my house, they will die.
No, of course you're supposed to stay in your house. But if you came outside, let's say you want to go outside or go to the park or some shit, and you get arrested for doing that shit, are you gonna fight back? You know
no, I would kill him. If it got to that point of government tyranny, yeah, I would fight. Would I fight with my community? No. If it got to that point, well, I mean, with my direct community, yes. The very few people that I'm close with, yes, I would fight with them.
Okay, well, let's say they joined the bigger community. I mean, let's say they joined. Would you fight with them, with the bigger community, against the government? What I'm trying to see here is like how big a revolution, like what you willing to do for revolution? You willing to take down the government and all that other shit, but are you willing to pull the trigger on an American soldier who's trying to take away your rights?
100%. I'm willing to pull a trigger on a cop now.
In the name, like, not just for no reason, like that would be crazy, but in the name of your right to protect your rights and liberties as your 100%. Right as an American citizen.
100%.
All right, that's all I was
I've told cops that who've come onto my property, get the fuck off my property before I force my will upon you. And guess what? They left.
Yeah, that's a privilege I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? But I'll take your word for it. I know they go down, but like I say, man, I feel what you're saying with the whole anarchy thing. It makes sense. Like I said, I used to be an anarchist, I guess, when I was younger, but
well, see, my evolution, quick little evolution. When I was in high school, I was an anarchist because I was a punk rocker skater type. I thought I'd, down with the man and all that shit, Didn't mean fucking anything, so I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Then I became a libertarian.
You said he's fair posting.
Like, you know what? Let people do their things.
Well,
I'll do my things. This
is
all right.
Then
I realized how fucked up our government really is. How deep down this fucking rabbit hole goes of these people being in control. All the way back 300 fucking years.
Keep that to yourself, bro.
It's a major problem, and the only way we're gonna fix that problem is to have a factory reset.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. See, and that's the thing that I think too, bro. Because just like I was talking about like with the whole educational system earlier, bro. Like we do need like a hard reset, bro. And there's no way that we can continue or like expect a change from, you know, the current system that we have, because it's literally just going to keep on breeding like that same like those same people. We're gonna, you know, keep on going through the same educational system, you know, regurgitate, you know, like the same things, you know, and like our society is never going to change at that point, you know, like unless we have a hard reset. But like how far we should take it, I would definitely say it shouldn't get to like no total anarchist, because, you know, people,
there's no way to,
people at the end of the day, they need to be controlled, bro. Like, I'm sorry, you know, people do need to be, you know, told what to say. And then not only that, there are, you know, gullible ass people that, you know, just like to be told what to do, you know? I mean, so it's like,
and then motherfuckers been like indoctrinated, like people been programmed. America's been programmed for so long to break you just can't. It would be a shock to society to make a drastic change.
But like, I'm sorry, like with like having, you know, things like, you know, just like, you know, racism and, you know, just like petty things like that, bro. Like people, you know, aren't to be trusted, you know, with like a certain amount of power. That's why we have, you know, overseers and whatnot.
That's why people got religion, bro. People don't know thou shalt not kill. That people need that shit to.
Yeah, bro. Some people actually need that shit. Some people actually need to know
crazy,
that,
bro.
Yeah,
especially today's age.
You know, fucking certain things are bad when you should already like inherently know that.
I got a hot take on that one. Ultimately, thou shalt not kill, I think, was a dumb commandment. My life is to me as a person, my life is inherently worth more than anyone else but mine.
You misinterpret that meaning. It don't mean like thou shalt. If you kill somebody to protect what's yours, that's natural. That's normal. That's part of survival. Every human being has that instinct.
Yeah.
But to just go and murder somebody because they got something that you don't got, or he slept with your girl, or you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, that's crazy.
Well, see, you know? So I'm not religious by any means. I'm not neither.
I just use that as an example because a lot of people are religious for the reason that within themselves they're just not good people naturally. Like they need guidance on like over constant reminder to like, you know what I'm saying, be good people, I guess. or a lot of things like for spiritual reasons too. But a lot of people really, if there was no religion like that, make something that made them feel guilty about the bad decisions that they make or the bad thoughts that they have, then they should be crazy, bro.
Well, yeah, no, so that's my hot take is if me and my family are starving, fuck yes, I'm going to kill you and take your shit. That's so crazy. That me and my family do not starve.
You got to be a man. Like before you had that family, why you ain't in position to starve in the first place? I get things happen, but I get
you're
things
not
happen.
In a position to starve. That's why I'm in a position where I don't have to kill someone to take someone else's food. That's why I'm in the position that I'm in now.
Yeah, don't get twisted, bro. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like I say, with humans, it's a part of survival. If you starve and somebody else got it, that's survival. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean it's wrong. That's why they also teach you things like to build community, to build a good, well-structured community with order. So there won't be people out here starving and things of that nature. Like you got support systems and things to fall back on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like order is very important. An anarchist system would be, I think, insane. You know, that's why I think order and structure is important.
Well, I think there's a lot of way to fix a lot of the biggest debates against anarchism can be fixed very simply inside small communities. So like, what would be the first thing that would be a red flag that you would say it wouldn't work in anarchy? I'm assuming you're probably against police, so that probably wouldn't be a thing in your regard.
Nah. You need police too. My only thing with police is I wish the police in those communities were from those communities. You feel me? Like
perfect answer then. So if you're in an hear these numbers real quick, right? So if you live in 100 if there's a community of 100 houses, right? 100 households, whether you got a man and a woman working, whether you just got the woman, just the man, single man, got 3 kids, whatever. If you have 100 houses and each house were to give up $12 a day, keep in mind this would be in a system with absolutely no taxes, but just $12 a day, you could pay 2 police officers $600 a day to patrol your neighborhood 24/7, 365. And guess what? They're from there, they're beholden to you, and they know you.
You saying that we could do that right now?
So if you're
in
like
an anarchist system,
like if you're paying for like your personal police, basically.
Hold on, I'm in your chat, Blizzard. What the fuck you talking about people unhinged, and what you talking about fantasizing about killing people? Like, are y'all listening to the conversation? I just put up in your chat, you know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, what? What are you talking about, Zay?
On your Twitch, bro, you got Blizzard 81 over here talking about some people unhinged.
I don't want to kill people. I'm just saying I'd be willing to keep me and my family alive.
We talking about anarchists and shit like that. We talking about the lack of no government. If there's no government, no structure and protection, there'll be a lot of killing going on.
I don't see nothing about no hands, bro. I don't see what you're talking about. Unless I'm just retarded.
Goth Gash in Twitch chat.
Yeah, I'm asking him. He's talking about anarchist is a revolution. How far you willing to go?
Goth Gash. Okay, like man, fuck.
I thought I said God Gash. My fault. But yeah, what's up to y'all, by the way? I just want to know why y'all said this shit.
I'm ready to do this now, lol.
Do what now?
The revolution.
Yeah, I'm talking about it like my revolution is diplomacy, man. My thing, when I picture anarchist revolutions, I think of examples from other countries and how those people like are literally taking up arms and fighting their governments. You know what I'm saying? America hasn't really had that. I said this earlier. America hasn't really had that since never. You know what I'm saying? Civil War, I guess.
The revolution.
Yeah, since the revolution. Perfect example. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. Like when you talk about revolution, you speak of it as breaking down this government. I'm trying to say, are you willing to? Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, bro. If you go against this country, 100%. If you go against this country like that, that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?